The Haunted Pub. This story comes from the Coniston Tavern in Warwickshire, UK. This usually quiet pub was the topic of spooky speculation and concern when suspected poltergeist activity started to take place inside. It started with the customer's glass moving, seemingly on its own, off the edge of his table and onto the floor, smashing the glass and spilling the drink everywhere. This was followed by another unsettling incident, the Monday after, when the CCTV cameras captured footage of a glass placed on top of the bar exploding. Again, this incident looks as though it happened entirely on its own, with nobody having damaged the glass. Nobody was hurt by the shattered glass, but it has raised several questions about what could be behind it. Take a look. What do you think? Customers and staff within the pub claim that the building could be haunted by the ghost of a former tenant of the flat above. Do you think someone was playing a trick, the glass randomly exploded, or this is proof of the paranormal? Ghost in the Attic. We've featured Mellow Bird's videos many times over the years, and this next video was uploaded to his channel. He claims to have caught poltergeist activity on 2 separate cameras within his attic. The first on a handheld camera and the second on a trial camera. The footage begins with video from the trial camera placed at the back of the attic. Mellow Bird enters the attic with the camcorder in his hand, and after a few seconds, something very creepy takes place. To the right of the man is a wooden board, against which lays the lid of a bucket. Seemingly out of nowhere, the lid shoots across the attic towards the trial camera, making him jump. It's a blink and you'll miss it scenario. The lid travels very fast, as though it was thrown by some unknown force. The video then continues with the man venturing further into his attic. At this point, he starts to hear objects moving around, but we do not see anything in particular. Bangs and clatters can be heard off screen, and they alert Mellow Bird, who looks visibly scared. Following this, a small object catapults itself from the box to the left of the man, flipping in front of his eyes to the other side of the attic. Take a look. The same footage is then played from the handheld camera, which offers a point of view perspective of these creepy happenings taking place. It's a pretty creepy video, and one that looks like it wouldn't be easy to fake. Mellow Bird's reactions as always seem genuine, and there's not enough space for another person to be present up there without them being seen. So what do you think? Is this just a strange coincidence? Is Mellow Bird pranking us? Or does he really have poltergeist activity within his home, and some of the best documented footage on all of YouTube? The terrifying final moments of Michael Rockefeller. Let's take a sidestep from the paranormal now and talk about Michael Rockefeller. If this is true, then his final moments are truly terrifying. Let's first talk about the man himself. In 1960, Michael Rockefeller, son of former US Vice President Norman Rockefeller, graduated from Harvard University. Promptly after, he would go on to travel the world. His father was an avid art collector, and Michael quickly found himself working on the board at his museum. He spent time in Japan and Venezuela before deciding to undertake an expedition to somewhere he thought few people would get the chance to visit. This expedition took him to the island of New Guinea, off the northern coast of Australia. Michael's goals were to collect art made by the local Asmat people of New Guinea, a society who were all but uncontacted by the nations of the Western world. Few Asmat people had ever seen a white person, and Asmat folklore dictated that the lands outside New Guinea were the spirit world. Michael and his team would likely have been seen as supernatural entities, from another plane of existence to the Asmat people. It is thought that as a result, they were very cautious about Michael when he approached them to purchase their art, items which were often used in religious rituals. Michael was fascinated by their culture and aimed to unite his culture with that of the Asmat people. He would create an in-depth anthropological research study of them for a new exhibition within Norman Rockefeller's museum. Michael would return to the Asmat people in 1961, but it's unknown whether or not he actually made it to the island. Rough waters caused his boat to capsize, and Michael soon found himself clinging to the side of the vessel for dear life. He attempted to swim for shore, claiming he could make it despite being 12 miles away from New Guinea, and was never seen again. Rumours about Michael's fate vary greatly. Some say he was attacked and killed by sharks, some say that he drowned, some say that he made it to New Guinea and managed to integrate with the locals. In 2014, however, Carl Hoffman, a National Geographic reporter, dropped a bombshell. Apparently, when Dutch missionaries inquired into Michael's disappearance, they heard from the local Asmat people that members of their group had killed Michael. The following year, a Dutch police officer, Wim van der Waal, even managed to find a skull in Asmat lands that was supposedly that of Michael. In fear of the native population rising against them, the Dutch did not take the investigation any further. But here's where things get dark. If Michael was killed by the Asmat, then it would not have been a particularly pleasant death. Carl Hoffman inquired about the American tourist who went missing years ago, and reports that the Asmat mistook him for a Dutch soldier, following a bloody battle over territory just prior to Michael's arrival. He was supposedly captured on the beach as he swam towards New Guinea by the sons of those killed by Dutch generals. They presumed Michael was a straggler from the conflict, and speared him to death. Carl Hoffman then reported that Michael's head was severed, and the Asmat people, renowned cannibals, consumed his brain in a ritual feast, before cooking and serving his body to the villagers. His bones were then turned into weapons and tools for hunting. The tribe's people reportedly believed that through killing Michael, they were restoring balance to the island. To this very day, Michael's death is still shrouded in mystery. Is Carl Hoffman's story to be believed, or did Michael simply die in the struggle to get to land when his boat sank off the coast of New Guinea? We may never know, but we'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. The Ukrainian Yeti. This next footage was filmed in a remote forest in Ukraine, believed to be in Yalta, on the Crimean Peninsula, and it supposedly shows the elusive Yeti walking through the forest. Similar to Bigfoot, the Yeti is an ape-like creature, but unlike its western counterpart Bigfoot, is more likely to inhabit the colder regions of the world. Sometimes referred to as the abominable snowman, it has been spotted in the Himalayas, Russia, northern India, and Ukraine. Over the years, many disputed sightings, video recordings, and photographs have been shown to try and prove the existence of the bipedal creature. This footage is over 10 years old and shows a terrified Ukrainian man filming the beast from behind a tree. Take a look.
Серега, что это? Серега, да ну, Серега. Серега, ну.
The guy filming seems genuinely terrified, and if that is fake acting, it's damn good. So is this a genuine Yeti sighting, or just another prankster dressed in a fursuit? What do you think? Kitchen Poltergeist. In our last video, we'll take a look at a kitchen poltergeist. This was uploaded by a YouTuber and is a relatively low quality video, and only 1 minute or so in length, that offers a view of a small kitchen corner. After 40 seconds into the video, something strange happens. One of the mugs begins to drift towards the back of the countertop, seemingly moved by an unseen force. The mug collides with another as it travels, creating a clattering noise before it reaches the kitchen wall. Along the way it displaces other objects, some of which appear to be moving very slightly on their own too. Take a look. The video uploader claims the video is 100% genuine, but it does always beg the question of why our camera is positioned in that way. However, in the description it states that this was taken over a 2-day period, and as we know from previous videos, if someone is experiencing paranormal activity in a specific area of their home, it's not unusual to set up a camera in that location. The video then starts to shake towards the end, but we're not sure if this is the uploader, who is behind the camera, or if this is also part of the supposed poltergeist activity. What do you make of this one? Could someone be pulling on the mug with a string, or is this a real poltergeist caught on camera? So that's it for this episode of Creepy, Spooky and Scary. We hope you're enjoying the Creepy Marathon month, and we cannot wait to see you back here tomorrow for another paranormal themed video.